Hello, welcome to the 2021 Conceptual Geometry Open House. My name is Dave Ducharme. Here's a little background information. I got my bachelor's in mathematics from SUNY Geneseo, my master's in computer education from Nazareth College. This is my 28th year of teaching. I started teaching in 1994 in Naples, and then I came to CA in 2000. I've taught everything from Algebra 1 to pre-calculus, including some computer science courses. Some personal information. I'm married. My wife is a counselor here at CA. My wife has a cat, and we have a dog. I coach the boys varsity and girls varsity tennis teams. And my interests outside of school include outdoor recreation, hiking, photography, motorcycling, travel, and tennis. And whenever possible, I try and combine as many of those as I can. Here are just some images. The girls and boys tennis teams I coach in the fall and the spring. Girls in the fall, boys in the spring. Bandit and Max, as you can see, they're extremely hairy. We've got pet hair all over our house. We go through vacuum cleaners like you cannot believe, but they're great pets. I tease, but they're great pets, just very messy. And just a few travel pics. I like to ride away from people, as you can see there. So remote places, dirt roads, and same thing when my wife and I road trip. We like to get out, especially if we have time to get out west and camp and just explore out there. Okay, a little bit about our course. Conceptual geometry. If you go to the Schoology page, you'll see a couple things here. The course description. I'm not going to go over that in great detail. You can click on that link and open up the PDF file, and it gives you basically all the nuts and bolts for the course. There's also an open house video link, but if you're watching this, you don't need to access that. Don't worry about the Delta Math. We are not doing that this year. Hopefully, we'll be in person, so we don't have to worry about any sort of remote homeworks. But if we get to that bridge, then we'll cross it. And then here's a Schoology tutorial if you want more information on how to access Schoology. That link is there as well. Now, below that, you're going to see unit folders. And inside the unit folders, it's organized like this. At the top will be a unit calendar. I give a hard copy of this to all the students. If they lose it, they can access it here, or you can check it out to see what we're doing in class every day and what your son or daughter has for homework. There's a folder for the blank notes. There's either a folder or a PDF key for the entire note packet for the unit. And then this is the biggie. Right? If there's one good thing that came out of a hybrid schedule, it's this. Basically, I have recorded every single lesson that I teach in this course. So if your son or daughter is absent, or if he or she did not really get the lesson and wants additional examples, every lesson is linked here. So it takes you to a YouTube video, and it's just me presenting the notes exactly like we did in class. So this is a huge resource for all students and parents as well. And then you'll see a folder here for unit homework and work sessions and reviews. Basically just extra copies of what I pass out in class. So if your son or daughter loses it, they can access it there. Syllabus highlights, not a ton here. Like I said, you can read this at your leisure, but I do try and emphasize this. Challenging and fun course. One of the things I like to tell my students is, in my personal opinion, I think geometry is probably the most applicable math discipline to the real world. I used to work construction. I do all the projects around my house, DIY. I like to do it myself, so I try and emphasize to them how often you actually use geometry. And that's one of the things that we'll be doing throughout the course of this year. If you're interested in how your son or daughter's average will be calculated, unit exams and projects will be 50% of the quarter grade. Quizzes, they're done in class, usually relatively short. We had our first one today, actually, 20%. Homework, like I said, hopefully we won't be doing any Delta Math, but homework is 20%. And then class participation. This is something I put in last year with remote learning. I thought it was a little bit more important, but I kind of like it, and I'm keeping it this year. Class participation will be based on attendance and level of engagement during class. One of the things that we're trying to do coming out of this hybrid whole pandemic thing is get the students to engage more in class. I know it's hard. They've got masks on. They're making the adjustment of coming to school 5 days a week instead of 2. So one of the things I'm trying to do is encourage them to come out of their shell a little bit. So that class participation portion of the grade will be made up of what their attendance and then what they're doing in class. Mainly, are they following along and taking good notes? So at the end of the unit, I'll be collecting the note packets, see what they've done. So that should be an easy 10%. All right, so obviously the greatest challenge this year will be coming out of the hybrid hangover, what I like to call it. Like I said, 5 days a week versus 2, getting up early every morning, increased level of rigor. So more than ever before, your child will need to be proactive and disciplined when it comes to organization and work completion. I'm going to do my best to complete, I would say, 80 to 90% of what we do in class, especially the beginning of this year. There will be some times where they start bringing work home, but to ease that transition, so far, first few weeks, everything should be able to be done in class. And then we'll gradually build on that. But it won't be a regular thing. Your son or daughter will not have homework every single night for 20 to 30 minutes. But it's super important that if they find themselves struggling, they need to take the initiative when it comes to seeking help. I'm available several periods during the day, and they can always go to math clinic as well. So what can I do to help? Please let me know. You see them at home. You know if something is not right, if they're depressed, if they're having a hard time in class, but they're too shy to come forward and let me know. Please reach out. Send me a Brave Square message, send me an email, and then we'll get through this together. Super excited to have everybody in class. It's nice to see full classrooms. It's nice to see them 5 days a week. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that this is a great year for everybody, teachers and students. So finally, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. Any questions, you can message me via Brave Square or email at that email below. And hopefully I'll talk to some of you guys soon. If you're still watching this, thanks a lot for watching, and let's have a great year.